crew heads into the cold Alaskan waters, ready for a new season of giant octopus hunting.
Hundreds of reinforced octopus pots are checked and secured for the dangerous work ahead.
The bait is loaded carefully. Giant Pacific octopus follow scent trails for miles.
One by one, heavy octopus pots are staged for deployment along the Alaskan seafloor. Below the waves, rocky ledges and deep crevices provide perfect habitat for giant Pacific octopus. Snow drifts across the deck as the fishermen prepare their first string of pots. The first pot disappears beneath the surface, sinking toward the icy Alaskan seafloor.
On the seafloor, the pots land gently among rocks, waiting for a curious giant to arrive.
Every pot is logged. Out here, losing equipment can cost thousands.
At night, the crew navigates carefully through rough Alaskan waters. High winds never stop the job. Octopus fishing demands relentless effort. Every rope is handled with care. One mistake can cost a finger. The rugged coast of Alaska towers over the crew as they set their final line.
Deep below, the pots wait silently near the octopus's natural dens.
With the final pot deployed, the crew prepares for hours of waiting.
Small fish reach the bait first, but something far larger lurks nearby. A short break is all they get. The Alaskan cold punishes anyone who stops moving.
A giant Pacific octopus extends an exploratory arm, sensing vibrations from the baited pot.
With thousands of sensitive suckers, it investigates every texture and scent.
The giant changes color effortlessly, blending with the rocky terrain.
One arm slips into the pot. Curiosity is the first step toward capture. Its flexible mantle compresses as it crawls inside to reach the bait.
Morning brings the real challenge, retrieving whatever the pots have caught. The first buoy is hooked. Now the crew will learn whether their pots succeeded.
The hauler strains against the weight rising from the seafloor.
The first pot breaks the surface, heavy with something alive inside.
A gentle vibration runs through the steel frame. Something is inside.
Seawater spills across the deck as the crew prepares to open the pot.
Inside may be a haul worth thousands, or nothing at all.
A massive giant Pacific octopus sits calmly inside, a valuable, hard-earned catch. The giant Pacific octopus tests every surface, its powerful suckers locking onto steel with incredible strength.
Lifting the octopus takes 2 men. Its body weight and sprawling arms demand slow, controlled movements. Its intelligent eye tracks every motion, skin pulsing with subtle color changes as it adjusts to the deck light.
Rather than risk damaging the animal, the crew eases it into a circulating seawater tank.
With one giant landed, the boat swings toward the next string of octopus pots.
Again, the hauler strains, signaling that something substantial waits on the bottom. This time, the frame shudders hard, hinting at a second giant clinging inside.
A thick arm shoots out, exploring for leverage before the crew can even unlatch the door.
They never yank or strike. Firm, steady pressure keeps both crew and octopus safe.
Another giant settles into its own tank, separated to prevent tangled arms and injuries.
Each successful haul is logged carefully, tracking catch rates across the fishing grounds.
On the seafloor, more giant Pacific octopus roam the rocks, drawn slowly toward the baited traps.
Years of experience turn the chaotic deck into a tight, efficient production line. Not every pot pays off. Many come up empty, despite the crew's best planning. Weather rarely cooperates, forcing the crew to haul heavy gear through driving snow and spray. In Alaskan octopus fishing, cold is a constant companion that never lets up. Not every animal is a true giant, but even smaller octopus add important value to the catch.
Each octopus is handled with the same careful respect, regardless of its size.
As soon as a pot is emptied, it's readied for another trip back to the bottom.
In the holding tanks, the giants explore every surface, testing currents and searching for hiding spots.
Rough measurements show arm spans that easily exceed 3 meters tip to tip. The hauler groans under a new load, hinting at something truly massive below.
This time, multiple arms crowd the slats, suggesting more than one octopus inside.
On rare occasions, more than one giant chooses the same pot, creating a complicated tangle of arms and suckers.
Separating heavy, living knots of octopus requires patience, strength, and steady communication. The crew bears suction marks and bruises after a long day of wrestling powerful arms. Strict quotas and regulations shape every decision in this commercial octopus fishery. By dusk, the gear is stacked high, and the tanks are alive with moving arms.
Exhausted from capture, the giant settles, its color patterns slowing as it recovers.
With the first day's catch secured, the crew begins the long trip back to the Alaskan harbor.
A new Alaskan dawn finds the crew gearing up to haul more giant Pacific octopus from the cold depths. Every line, clip, and knot is checked carefully. Failure at sea can be costly and dangerous.
The first buoy of the day is hooked, signaling the start of another demanding haul.
The hauler pulls steadily against hidden weight, dragging another octopus pot up from the seafloor.
A thick arm appears behind the steel bars, proof that a giant Pacific octopus has taken the bait.
Working in sync, the crew eases the heavy gear onto the rail, careful not to jolt the live catch inside.
The octopus probes the opening with deliberate movements, each row of suckers gripping and releasing in turn. They lift the giant carefully, supporting the mantle and arms to avoid injury to both animal and crew.
With a final heave, the octopus slides into a circulating tank, where cool seawater flows around its mantle.
On the bottom, another giant Pacific octopus glides slowly along the rocks, drawn toward the scent-filled trap.
The hauler drum rattles under strain, signaling that something heavy is on its way up. A broad mantle shape presses against the bars, revealing another big octopus inside. Chromatophores ripple across its skin as it adjusts instantly to the changing light. Two crewmen share the load, each cradling a cluster of arms while the mantle rests in a padded sling. Inside the tank, the giant Pacific octopus curls its arms along the walls,
testing currents and surfaces.
Snowflakes whirl across the steel deck as the fishermen reset gear for the next string.
At the glass, a powerful arm presses forward, dozens of round suckers anchoring with quiet strength. The boat climbs and drops through heavy swells as the crew pushes toward the next line of pots.
Movement behind the steel bars shows several thick arms sliding over one another inside the pot.
Up close, the mantle looks almost alien, its surface alive with tiny pigment cells.
The day's largest octopus emerges, its wide mantle and long arms stretching across the deck.
Wide slings cradle the animal's weight, minimizing stress on its mantle and arms.
Separate tank sections keep the powerful giants from tangling arms or fighting over space.
For a moment, sunlight turns the harsh deck into a shining strip of steel and spray. Circular suction marks across heavy gloves tell the story of the Dale's wrestling matches.
Gliding just above the bottom, a giant Pacific octopus drifts quietly toward the scent of bait.
The frame trembles softly, a sure sign of life moving inside the steel cage.
Inside, one large octopus coils calmly around the bait frame, arms wrapped in a tight, controlled spiral.
The fishing grounds lie framed by snow-capped mountains and a restless gray sea. Back at the sorting station, the giants are shifted into insulated crates for transport.
Inside each crate, mantles rise and fall as the octopus adjusts to their confined but carefully controlled space.
Loaded crates are lifted in groups, balanced carefully to prevent shifting during transit.
The captain cross-checks each crate tag against the logbook before leaving the fishing grounds.
Straps cinch tightly around the crates as the vessel pushes into heavier seas.
The captain radios ahead, giving dock crews time to prepare for live octopus offload.
The boat pounds through rough seas, every wave a reminder of the risks behind each shipment. Constant temperature checks ensure the octopus remains stable and strong.
A single arm explores the crate wall, while the mantle rises and falls in steady rhythm.
At last, harbor lights appear through the gloom, marking the end of the trip offshore. On shore, dock crews stand ready to receive the live Alaskan catch. Crates of giant Pacific octopus roll smoothly from the deck onto the waiting pier.
Inside a chilled holding room, pumps hum as seawater systems keep the live cargo stable.
Fine oxygen bubbles help maintain water quality for the newly arrived octopus.
Buyers study mantle color, posture, and arm response before making offers.
Negotiations begin as brokers and bibes vie for the highest grade giants.
With contracts signed, the live octopuses are assigned to high-value seafood markets.
Insulated trucks line up to carry the Alaskan giants onward through the cold chain.
At dawn, the shipment reaches a hub where live product can be redirected to global buyers. Inside, the octopus are placed briefly into fresh seawater tanks before final allocation.
Premium animals are graded for chefs and markets willing to pay top dollar.
Mantle firmness and skin hydration help determine overall product quality.
Processed portions are sealed under vacuum to lock in texture and freshness.
Labeled cases stack high on pallets, bound for international destinations.
Refrigerated rigs carry the octopus toward cargo ports and airport hubs. Containers of Alaskan seafood join countless others on a global trade network. Inside the reefer, stable readings confirm the cold chain remains unbroken. The ship glides away from the harbor, stacked containers towering over the waterline.
Back at their home port, the crew reflects on another hard season of octopus fishing in Alaska.
As the sun sets over the Alaskan coast, the story of giant Pacific octopus fishing comes to a close, for now.